On the other hand, it can also improve political planning, with this help in political stability that lead to a stronger and stable nation, and also a well-known, well-formed government, and also less frequent election cycle in which party would engage more informing debates about national issues, about national interest, about national concern.
Ribhoi College Rangkar ka jingate lang bat ka Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangitan bat ka NSS unit jong ka Ribhoi College kila Pynlong yak district level Viksit Bharat Youth Parliament hapo jong ka nika college ka phangpreng jong ka nika program ka de halor ka one nation one election ha ka nika jinglang lawan banishim banta dik samala pule na kaleng ki college ki badan hapo ka Ribhoi district ha ka nika skila yoru banjet ki laingot ki samla pule ki banlej banishim banta ha ka state level jong ka Viksit Bharat Youth Parliament.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Pynlong. I graduated my bachelor degree in economics from Ribhoi College, Nongfor. And today I stand before you to share my views on the topic of one election, one nation, or ONOE, paving the way for the Viksit Bharat. In India's every democracy, simultaneous elections were denounced. From 1952 to 1967, Lok Sabha and State Assembly were held together. But this cycle was disrupted due to premature dissolution of state assemblies and the Lok Sabha in 1968 to 1970s. Since then, frequent elections have become norms. This raised concerns about governance, disruptions, and financial burdens. In 2019 election, it cost around 6,000 crore. Supporters claimed simultaneous election could save up to 1.5% of India's GDPs. Countries like Sweden, South Africa, Belgium follow simultaneous election. Does India means that it has to follow? Well, it's tough to say because they follow proportional representation and we follow the past the post systems. At first glance, one election, one nation seems like an efficient solution. It promised to reduce time, reduce costs, and streamline governance. While these benefits sound promising, let us not forget that democracy is not merely about reducing costs. It's about empowering every citizen. First and foremost, implementing one election, one nation risks overshadowing regional parties and issues. Diverse nations like India, regional parties play a crucial role in representing a local interest. Ladies and gentlemen, can we truly call ourselves a democracy, or just one nation, one election paving the way to Viksit Bharat, if the regional issues are not concerned? For example, the farmers in Punjab are sidelined. Frequent elections may be seen as a burden, but they are essential for accountability. They force leaders to remain connected to the constituents' needs. Ladies and gentlemen, instead risking a democracy with one nation, one election, why not
the youth parliament, mock parliament, so that the voices of the youth can be heard? That is the reason why we are here today. When we look at the representation of our youths in the parliament, we see that at present, out of the 543 MPs, there are only 41 young MPs between the age group of 25 and 40 years. Turning our attention to our own legislative assembly also, majority of the members in our legislative assembly belong to the older age group. This raises questions with regard to the representation of our young generation in our legislative bodies. So that is why this kind of awareness, this kind of exchange program, this kind of discussion, debate, or to say the mock parliament is very important, so as to make the youth understand how a parliament works and how legislative process goes on in our country. So once again, I extend my gratitude to the NY
nation, where governance is uninterrupted, where policies are implemented without delays, and where the burden of election is minimized. This is the vision of one nation, one election. India, the world's largest democracy, is trapped in a cycle of frequent elections. Every few months, some part of the country is voting, bringing governance to a standstill. The model code of conduct halts policy decisions. Security forces are constantly deployed and crores of rupees are drained. Is this sustainable? No. One nation, one election is not just an idea. It is a necessity. Firstly, it will save taxpayers' money. In 2019, the Lok Sabha election alone cost 60,000 crore rupees. Imagine how much we could save if all the elections were held together. This money could be invested in healthcare, education and infrastructure. Secondly, it will ensure political stability. Frequent elections lead to political instability, with governments focusing on short-term populism rather than long-term governance. If election happens once in 5 years, leaders will work for development rather than appeasement. Thirdly, it will strengthen democracy. With synchronized elections, the followers will shift from rhetoric to real issues like economic growth, employment and national security. But some may ask, is it feasible? And the answer is again, yes. With constitutional amendments and political consensus, these reforms is possible. Our election commission is capable. Our institutions are strong and our democracy is mature. It is time to governance seamlessly and election meaningful. Let's choose progress over politics, unity over divisions, and efficiency over chaos. The time for one nation, one election is now. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Which was initiated in 2019, has steadily evolved to provide a formal platform for the young voices across India to engage in meaningful discussion about national issues. So over the years, participation has grown significantly, and each edition culminated in the top winners addressing the youth at the Central Hall of Parliament. I think you all know about this. The winners of the district level, we are going to select 10 participants to represent this district to the state level. And in the state level, the program will be held at the assembly, and from there 3 participants will be selected to represent our state. So this year, the National Youth Parliament Festival, which we called before, has transformed into the Viksit Bharat Youth Parliament, aligning with the Viksit Bharat 2047 vision. This transformation reflects the Prime Minister 2017 vision to foster 1 lakh youth leader who will drive India's future development. The new format focuses on creating dynamic, solution-oriented youth leader capable of contributing meaningfully to India's growth trajectory. The reimagined or redesigned event will feature offline round, as I have said, at the district level, state level, and national level, offering the opportunity to engage deeply with the national issues and interact with policymakers in development discourse. So, why we are organizing this Viksit Bharat? I'll just let you know regarding the objective of this. Number 1 is to amplify youth voices, and to provide a platform for the youth, as the principal has said, aged between 18 to 25 years of age, to deliberate on national issues right from the district, state, and to the national level. The number 2 is to encourage a public engagement, foster youth involvement in public issues, encouraging them to understand the viewpoints of ordinary citizens, and form their own opinion and express them effectively. And number 3 is to develop decision-making skills, to encourage the development of critical thinking and decision-making abilities among the youth. And number 4 is to foster respect and tolerance, to cultivate an environment where respect for diverse opinions is essential, promoting tolerance and understanding. And number 5 is to promote rule adherence, instill an understanding that discussion must be governed by rule and structure to achieve effective outcomes. And number 6 is to gather youth opinion on Viksit Bharat, to capture the perspective and ideas of youth on the vision of Viksit Bharat, helping shape India's future growth. And number 7 is to share youth idea with policy makers. Document and present youth perspective to policy maker, ensuring youth-driven ideas are incorporated into the development agenda. So this year, reimagine or redesign of this Viksit Bharat Youth Parliament reflect a vision that is both forward-looking and rooted in the belief that youth are not merely recipients of change, but active agents in shaping India's future.